Thanks for making KREM 2 News your news source at 5. I'm Cody Proctor. In less than 24 hours, the man accused of killing 4 University of Idaho students is set to appear in court for the first time in almost 5 months. Bryan Kohberger is accused of killing Ethan Chapin, Xana Kernodle, Madison Mogan, and Kaylee Gonzalez back in November. It took nearly 2 months for authorities to arrest a suspect in the case that rocked the Moscow community. Now, anticipation's high for tomorrow's arraignment, considering that we weren't expecting to see the suspect back in court until late June. But following a grand jury indictment last week, we'll see him in court tomorrow morning. And in our effort to bring you more to every story, we asked the attorney representing the Gonzalez family about the indictment and what that means for the gag order. Right now, a gag order put in place by Judge Megan Marshall prevents law enforcement, attorneys, and the victims' families from publicly speaking about the case. Shannon Gray says he's still in the dark on what this means after a new judge takes over.
The conundrum is that he's being arraigned at 9 o'clock on Monday, and then we have a scheduling conference on the non-dissemination gag order at 10 o'clock. But the issue with that is that as soon as he's arraigned, Judge Marshall's off the case and it goes to Judge. Why are we having a scheduling conference with Judge Marshall?
Gray says Judge John Judge is set to take over the case. Gray filed a motion to remove the gag order. In court documents, he claimed he and the Gonzalez family should be allowed to speak publicly about the case under the First Amendment. Again, that arraignment starts at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. KREM 2 will be there in the courtroom when it does, so be sure to tune in to Up with KREM tomorrow morning starting at 5 a.m. for a preview. And for a look back at all of our coverage, download KREM 2 Plus on Amazon Fire and Roku. In the meantime, in other news tonight, dramatic new video coming out of Alberta, Canada, as a massive wildfire continues to burn. Right now, there are more than 90 active fires burning in the province. You can see the flames right there on your screen. Nearly 3,000 firefighters from Canada and the United States were dispatched to fight the fire. Dry, hot conditions are only fueling the blaze tonight. Storms in the forecast are only expected to make their efforts more difficult. Meanwhile, right here in Spokane and the rest of the inland Northwest, smoke from the fires settled over the region, causing a dip in our air quality this week. However, some of those storms in the forecast could potentially flush out some of that smoke that we've been keeping track of. Let's check in right now with meteorologist Michelle Boss to find out more about what that entails for us.
Yeah, our air quality has already improved today as we've seen those winds pick up with some of the area thunderstorms, which have pretty much eluded the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area. But we've seen even some severe weather in other parts of the inland Northwest. In fact, we do have a severe thunderstorm watch for the areas shaded in yellow. That does include the Lewiston area, Grangeville, Kamiah. That will remain in effect until 9 o'clock this evening. The main threat will be large hail and winds in excess of 70 miles per hour are possible. As we take a look at satellite and radar, you can see really no stormy weather in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. North central and far northeastern Washington have seen the bulk of the thunderstorm activity for today. Again, we've had a couple of severe storms reported already, and looking at potentially some small hail up around just north of Republic right now, and a flood warning for the Kettle River near Ferry above Curlew right now, and that area is shaded in green. In the area that's under the thunderstorm watch, nothing really exciting going on right now. Seeing a few thunderstorms there, but again, the potential exists for continued stormy weather through the overnight hours. We're about 10 degrees cooler from where we were yesterday, 79 right now in Spokane. Chance of thunderstorms for the overnight hours, and then much cooler tomorrow and Tuesday. Highs in the 60s, will be mostly sunny and 74 on Wednesday.